Okay, so, my apologies for having to do the third-person voiceover. Welcome to the TAPH character showcase. TAPH is almost level 100 for me as of recording this, as you see on my screen there. So, this video is playing until TAPH is level 100, for a showcase. And, yeah, I have a bunch of skins for him. You can tell he's my main when I have 300 skins for him. And, yeah, this is getting into level 100. I'm using this as my TAPH showcase. So, yeah, enjoy. I'll kind of be yapping about, different good things to do with TAPH as they appear. Other than that, you'll probably see some sped up gameplay or some cuts, because TAPH isn't the most exciting character to play as. But to begin, we are up against a 1-eggs, and first thing to do, note that the pikes or the spikes on my tripwires there, try to hide them behind walls. So depending on which way the killer comes through, they have the less likelihood of seeing it. And I think in the original voiceover I tried to make and it kind of failed, I mentioned how, yeah, he walks right through it, but I think later on he probably learns to counter him, and he probably just didn't see that. And so this is kind of the life of a TAPH main. Set up your traps, wait until the killer comes, run away, and do it all again if they don't target you. To be a TAPH main, you have to be good at the game. You have to be able to juke, you have to be able to dodge, you have to be able to just deal with them. You just have to be able to deal with whatever the killer may throw at you. So, it's generator time. Let's speed up the footage. Now, something to note about that tripwire placement there is that I kind of used it as a distraction, to see if he get distracted by it or not. I make the foolish decision to place a very long tripwire. I don't decide to end it early. He entangles me and then breaks the wire, so this is where I learned that he can, in fact, do that. And now I'm in chase because I made a very foolish decision, and I'm basically cooked. There's not much I can do when a 1x is good at the game, and RIP Shitletski. And I get greased by entanglement. That's pretty much it. Going into the next game, we are up against yet another 1x, and in my original voiceover, I'm wondering, what are people doing playing 1x in the freaking Noli update? So, again, placing tripwires behind walls, hoping that the killer doesn't see, and that very nearly hit me. That scared the heck out of me. At first I thought he was going to start targeting me, and he doesn't. So, now, one thing to... Pirate Map is a great map. Pirate Bay, I mean, is a great map for TAPH. Because you can hide tripwire pikes in the shrubs, like I'm doing here. I waited for my tripwire cooldown, and then you can also hide the trip mine in there. And so I go to hide the trip mine in there after I place my wire, and of course I can see it because of the green aura, which shows to all survivors, but the killer won't see it. And so I'm just gonna kind of vibe here and wait for the killer to come. But because I have nothing better to do, I'm just gonna walk around, maybe place traps, kind of vibe with this TwoTime a bit. And yeah, I'll fast forward to some more interesting footage. Oh, never mind. Another important thing to talk about. Make sure you place tripwires around killer walls, because it's harder to see them as a killer is traveling through the wall, since it's, you know, all red and stuff. So, yeah, now is the part where we speed up to the interesting part. Yeah, really nothing went on throughout the rest of that game, and so we kinda just win. I go and emo, try to draw aggro for the killer, but it doesn't really work. All the sentinels end up harassing the 1x, and we just kinda win. So, cue the next game. We have a John Doe in the Big Noli update. I know, crazy. But we are on the Tempest. And the Tempest is another solid TAPH map, lots of places to hide wires and stuff. And, yeah, this kind of just turned out to be your pretty average game in terms of TAPH gameplay. The Doe kind of just randomly comes out of nowhere, and so I decided to run away. And this kind of temple area in the Tempest, great spot to camp and put up traps. You can put a wire in front of the killer door there. It'll be harder for him to see. You can put another wire as a distraction on the other staircase coming in. And there are some good trip mine hiding spots there. I'm kind of demonstrating how it's kind of harder to see the wire through the killer wall. I failed to bring that up in the original voiceover in the previous. And the reason I'm not using my original first-person voiceover is, I'll show you why after this game. I'll play a little sample of the intro, with my mascot on screen, and, yeah. So, John Doe kind of appears. My tripwire glitches and doesn't activate even though he didn't M1 it. Either that or he did M1 it, and, it didn't really count for anything. So, there's that. From here on out, nothing too special, just running around looking for spots to place traps. The Shedletsky dies because some Shedletskys just plain have a skill issue, and place a trip mine there in hopes that somebody goes there. And it is generator time. So, cue the fast forward. Now, here I once again try to do the emo aggression draw tactic, which really doesn't work. I mean, I'm emoting right in front of him and he just plainly ignores me. I don't think he understands how much of a threat TAPHs are. I mean, he doesn't even try to M1 me for running in front of him there. So that's kind of the John Doe's fault more than anyone else's. Guest getting corrupted carrying a medkit, that is a classic guest right there. No offense to Bubs when he watches this. I mean, you know, Bubs, you know you've gotten corrupted by John Doe's a lot. Gotten corrupted after parrying or something. Here, this is another good thing to do as TAPH. If your teammates refuse to go to your traps on their own, whether they see the auras or not, just tell them in chat. Tell them in chat to go to your traps and try your best to, tell them to go to your traps and try your best to not die in the process. And, he got stunned by 2 sentinels at the same time, so I tried placing a wire to distract. He at first goes for me, sees others, and tries to go for them instead. With 10 seconds left, I am begging the 1% guest to not die. But, I believe he does not end up dying, and yes, indeed, the game is won. And look at that! TAPH leveled up. Level 100. What the boom! I don't know how to replicate that quote very well, but yeah. TAPH level 100. Let's freaking go. And I'm just gonna leave the rest of my clip up here out so you can see me freaking out in chat about how I got this. Cause, I mean, I was really proud of that. I'm very happy with finally getting this. So now we start up the next game with a game against Noli, and first game as a level 100 TAPH. I go into this game feeling extremely accomplished. I am very proud of what I've done. So Noli starts to approach. I want nothing to do with it. Ultimate Assassin's Ground is a great map for TAPH because there's a lot of places for his trip mines, trip wires, a lot of great places to bait. It's just a plainly good map all around for TAPH, which is probably why, it's probably why I just kind of paused there. I was probably talking in the first-person voiceover. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the, first-person voiceover originally in. The pathfinding makes me think that it's a real Noli, and then I realized it's probably fake. So, I believe there's one point in this game where I like get harassed for a fake Noli for a really, really long time. So I just kind of throw a trip mine out there, thinking that he's chasing the guests. He's not. So I just decide to camp up here, and this is where the game gets uninteresting for a little bit. So fast forward. Alrighty, back to the commentary. So, another strategy is TAPH. You can place tripwires like that to make the killer that might make the killer think they can't M1 it when they can. Formerly, you used to be able to do a placement where you could place it, farther out, and it wouldn't hit you. So, now the Noli is on. And this is like the first thing you can do. While he tries to know about the tripwire, pauses before the tripwire, and M1s it. And all of that gives me and those guests some serious time to run. Like, most killers will pause before the trip mines before M1ing them, whether it be due to cooldown or because they're simply afraid to run through. You may be wondering why that one randomly broke. Tripwires have a time limit, it's something stupid like 80 seconds or something. I feel like they should be permanent. And I make a very foolish decision, try to place a wire there, get bonked for it. I try to lead him back into my mind, but he seems very determined to leave me last. And, leaving me last, he shall. Okay, someone please explain to me what's about to happen here. I see a cola in the water, and I go to pick it up, and then it's just not there. Like, it totally despawns, and I can't pick it up. Like, what? Why did that just randomly vanish? So anyway, I go to place a wire, he sees me placing it, he Novas me, breaks the wire, and I'm thinking like, oh, there's not much time left in the game, and I myself and my teammate, because he's gonna try killing me now. And so I just kind of sit here, he ends up not targeting me, which is his mistake, because his guess is absolutely insane in the game. And then the timer tweaks out, and he actually does get killed. So I throw in my mind, he activates it, I'm just kind of vibing, he goes in and teleports because I forget he can even do that. He predicts me extremely well, removes my hallucination, and he predicts me really well with that nova. So honestly, that was a win, but that was a GG!
Okay, greetings. So I have TAPH, as you can see here, level 99, 836 out of 1090 XP until he is level 100.
Alright, that was enough of that horrendousness. Now for a bonus game that I didn't know I'd be having where I was playing as Evil Green Skeleton 1X. I still don't know now why I had 1X equipped in the first place. I typically suck at 1X. But yeah, click off the video now if you don't want to watch that without any commentary, or keep watching if you do. thank you guys for watching, if you made it this far, and have a blessed day.